Hey, what's up everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them talking all about songwriting. And it has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. So this latest kick that I'm on is a brand new kick actually, and it's called The Greatest Songs You'll Never Hear. Now, these are all about outtakes, stuff that didn't quite make the record, but more specifically, things that have, for the most part, never been released formally. That was my goal in doing this. So, since 1991, Bob Dylan has been releasing his bootleg series. And I have to say, as a songwriter, that even his outtakes are something to aspire to. It's a little bit obnoxious that, his worst songs are better than my best songs, but that's just what we're dealing with someone like Bob Dylan. Sometimes we're lucky enough, like in the case of the bootleg series, to get those songs released. But other times, like in the ones that we're talking about today, we gotta rely on the internet to dig up old demos that never saw the light of day. The purpose of this particular vlog kick is to inspire you with the deepest of deep tracks, because I know sometimes those are the ones that inspire me the most, but also it's to show you, just save what you got. You might be able to edit it later, you might release it and somebody loves it, and that's just one of those things. So like I said, just save everything that you have. So we're going to start off with If You Only Knew by Kara's Flowers. So when I tell people that I'm a Maroon 5 fan, it typically gets a mixed reaction. Most of the time it's because they don't like the band's current approach to songwriting by committee, with the committee including members outside of the band. Just as a side note, I read an interview with Adam Levine recently saying that, stuff they've been working on is kind of getting away from that. So just stay a little bit patient if that's not your favorite Maroon 5 stuff with them writing with those outside writers. But anyway, going back to their really early days before James Valentine joined the group as a guitarist, was the band Kara's Flowers. And If You Only Knew was recorded for what they intended to be their follow-up to their debut, The Fourth World. And these 9 songs were recorded and are now known as the Stag Street recordings. They were scrapped after the band was dropped from its label before they retooled as Maroon 5 a couple of years later. If You Only Knew is one of my favorite songs, and it inspired a song of mine called Color on my 6th album, which, intended 6th album, still haven't released it as of now. But anyway, if I were ever called upon to prove my fandom to Adam Levine, believe me, I've fantasized about it. This is the song that I would use, because it's just phenomenal, even though, he might not think so. So lyrically, If You Only Knew is an up-tempo, piano-driven song that talks about trying to get to your romantic interest, but life keeps getting in the way. First, he wants to make everything perfect as he gets ready. What to wear, what to eat, who to be, will I see you again? So it's a second date. She clearly lifts his spirits after a long day, as is discussed in the second verse. Every bus, every car, every train, every lane is jammed. And then the pre-chorus says, if all my days go wrong, I'll think about last night, it went right. At the end of each chorus, he says, I'll hold on if you want me to, but throughout the song, we see him falling deeper and deeper for this person, so the last chorus says, and there's nothing I would rather do. If You Only Knew is written in C major. The intro and the verses use the same piano riff, going from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, which is the F, and then it goes to the A minor, which is the minor 6th, and then it goes to the 5, which is the G. The pre-chorus uses E, which is the 3 chord, F, which is the 4 chord, F sharp diminished, which is the 4 sharp diminished. Then it goes to the 5, which is the G, and stays on that 5, but goes to a G augmented. The solo is played over the 1 and 5 chords of C and G, while the outro uses the 1 chord, which is C, the F sharp diminished, which again, that 4 sharp diminished, back to that F, just the regular F4 chord, the G, which is the 5, and then going back to that 1 chord. Then it goes to F sharp diminished in F, which is the 4 sharp diminished in 4, and then C sharp and C, the 1 sharp and the 1 chords. In addition to the prominent piano, there are drums and electric guitar, the latter of which is played by the one and only Adam Levine, because remember, they did not have a lead guitar player at that time, and then bass can also be heard on it. The song structurally uses a verse pre-chorus, chorus, verse pre-chorus, chorus, solo, chorus format. He could go on and on about everything that keeps going wrong with his day, but the focus is on the person who makes it better. A bridge is not necessary because we already know the pace of his life. Something goes wrong, he thinks of her and he feels better. And therefore, a repeating of the pre-chorus after the solo is unnecessary as well. It's a very simply structured song, but it's also very effective in its happy nature, and that happy nature remains throughout. So If You Only Knew is linked below. You can listen to that. It always lifts my spirits, like it does the narrator, thinking of this particular person. I hope it does the same for you. And then also, I hope that it affects your writing in a very positive way. Once again, I'm Minnesota Mike on behalf of the Memphis Songwriters Association. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you check out my blog, which is on the Memphis Songwriters Association website, and all my other vlogs on YouTube as well. In the next video, we're going to take a look at Harry's Gate by the Bee Gees. Stay tuned for that.